Hello and welcome to another edition of Banana Island Living podcast. Another in our series of talking to people of an older generation. And this is especially close to my heart because sadly they won't be with us forever and they've got so much to tell us, so much we can learn from them. And today, this is a special one for me. I've got my mother. And I think I'm going to persuade my auntie to join in the conversation as well. So, Mummy, say hello.
Hello.
And Auntie?
Hello. We thank God.
Okay. Can you introduce yourselves, please?
I'm Mrs. Moulin Ashake Agbaje Anozie, proprietress of Children's House School. I do nursery and primary school. Rockcrest Girls College.
Thank you, Mummy. I didn't expect you to give me your full CV, but that's great. And Auntie, you're going to say hello?
Hello, everybody.
This is my special.
I'm happy to be here with my sister, my beautiful, loving, gracious sister. And we've been together for a long, long time with lots of history, good memories, and some not so good memories since we came from a polygamous family.
Oh, wow.
At Ayeye, Ibadan.
Okay.
I'm so happy to be here today. And I hope that my loving niece will take the picture of our tattoos that we happen to have on the same hands and did at the same place over 80 years ago.
Oh, wow. Right. This is a particularly interesting time to be speaking to people of this generation. Nigeria is going through so much. And I think they've seen the best of this country and maybe also the worst. Can you tell me what are your best memories of the past in Nigeria, Mummy? What were the parts of Nigeria in those days that you really especially remembered?
It's
Good ones.
Lagos.
You remember Lagos in the good old days?
Yeah, I remember Lagos very well because I started school in Lagos and I was living with my sister and we were living with our uncle,
The Bashorons.
Chief Akabashoron of blessed memory at Tokumbo Street in Lagos.
The father of the famous lawyer,
And
Akabashoron.
funny enough, my uncle's children, who are mostly men, are fond of me going on an errand for them. And there was one particular occasion when they sent me to go and sing an abusive song to one of their girlfriends.
That's
And I went. As a child, I never knew the implication. I went there and I sang the funny song, which was an abusive song. And the lady and her mother came out and they wanted to beat me and I ran. And I ran. Then my uncle came out and was shouting. He has a very funny voice, was shouting, saying, why? But later now they discovered that it was the boys that sent me.
So you remember those days fondly?
Yes, fondly, I remember because one of the boys used to be a wrestler. Then he will take us to the field that we should join the chorus to be singing for him so that we have the inspiration of fighting. Fighting.
Well, these were really innocent times, and there was more of a community spirit. Is that what you miss about it?
Yes, I really miss about it. And another thing is, on our way going to school, there was this rich man on our way going to school, and we love to stand by to watch whether the man will come out, because when he comes out, he came out with his cat and everything. His name was Darocha.
Wow.
They taught us a song that we can sing for him. And that was another song that we will go and sing, that Darocha lowo lowo ko le no. Darocha lowo lowo ko le no. Kò lè fara lé, kò lè fara òde. Ikú ń bọ̀ wá gbowó náà lọ.
Wow.
Then we will run to school after singing, but they dare not see us.
Auntie, what were your fondest memories of the past? Any fond memories you have?
Being one of the Agbajes, and at Christmas time, when the Papa, the first daughter of our father, who was old enough to be our grandfather, used to give all the children parties. And we from Ayeye and the young ones at Sabu will stage a play
Right.
for them. He will invite his friends and other people, important dignitaries from all over Ibadan, or August visitors. And I used to be, he noticed that of all the actors and actresses in the family, I took more interest in acting. That was one of the important memories I had.
Yeah.
And anywhere you go, you mention your name, they give you a royal welcome everywhere, despite the fact that in polygamous families, it wasn't a royal living for the children of that family.
But everybody thought of the Agbajes as this.
Kennedys,
Yeah,
like the
in those
Kennedys,
days.
like the president's children. So I enjoyed that part very much. Christmas time, Mrs. Agbaje will go to Kingsway. They'll buy all the Christmas gifts. It was fantastic.
What was Nigeria like generally, Mummy? Was it safe? Did everybody know everybody else? What did you think of Nigeria? This was pre-independence.
Yes, Nigeria was very safe and quiet, and everybody is everybody's family, because if you go to this way, they will receive you. If you go to that way, they will receive you. They're not being
Tribalistic or?
No, they're not being tribalistic, and they're not hostile to children. They're not hostile
Anywhere
to
you
children.
go,
Children
it's
is
home.
welcome everywhere.
It's home.
Children are welcome everywhere.
You don't give notice.
Yeah.
You just come.
You just show up.
Auntie Shade, and you're busy.
I was living with my grandparents, my mother's father and my mother's mother. I was living with them when I was old, before I went to Lagos. And when my grandfather on my mother's side died, my grandmother and my sister and I, we had to move to my uncle's place.
In Lagos?
No. My uncle on my mother's side.
Right, in
We
Ibadan.
moved to his house in Ibadan.
Okay.
That's where we were living. And what I just think about is that the room that my grandmother had, and we were sleeping there, my senior sister, my grandmother, and myself, this room had not window.
It had no windows.
And my grandmother will make fire, wooden.
Or charcoal.
Coal pots. Is
Not
it coal
charcoal.
pot?
No, with wood.
It's
A wooden fire.
a wooden fire
In a room?
in a room.
And you didn't die of carbon
We didn't even
monoxide
feel anything. We were so happy. She will cook for us.
inside that room.
We will eat, we will drink, we do everything there. And we are so happy. My mother wasn't there then. It was my grandmother and my sister and I that were living there with my uncle. My uncle too had some children and
You all lived in that one room.
not one room. I mean,
Okay.
there's a house.
Okay,
in the
right.
house.
Yeah.
It's only my grandmother and my sister and I that are living in that,
That
room.
one room. Okay.
And we will eat in that room.
Of course.
But I think that's one of the reasons why your generation would find it difficult to live alone, which is what is happening now in modern day. You're used to having people all around you.
Yes.
Yeah. So tell me, what about your journey in terms of going abroad? I mean, you were children of a rich man. And as in those days, I understand all the rich people send their kids abroad. So, Auntie, where did you go abroad?
I went at the age of 18.
Wow.
But not just because my father died when I was 10.
Right.
It was not our generation that they sent children
Okay, it was
abroad.
mommy's generation.
It was your generation. It was
Okay,
like
right.
your Miss generation,
Yes,
Dr.
yes.
Agbaje, when they sent their children.
Yeah.
All the wistful in Nigeria, they made it style, sending the children
But they
abroad.
went
in the
for-
50s, in
yeah.
the 58, 56, but not in our generation. But I went at the age of 18 to study nursing
Right.
at that age. And I will seize this opportunity to say a secret
Right.
about whom I love most in my family,
Right.
Agbaje's family,
Yeah.
of the whole 25 children. The person I love most of till today is Mrs. Cecilia Nadi,
Wow.
the bearer of
The
Agbaje.
bearer, right. She's the first woman.
She treated, not because she was the first woman, she saw something nobody saw in me.
Wow.
She never denied me of anything. If they wanted something in school, if I go to her, she will give it to me. If she needed advice, when I was 15, 14,
Wow.
she will call me in the room, Wule, this is what I want to do. And I know you were born with wisdom and knowledge.
Oh, wow.
If they wanted us to come to school,
And you were not of the same mother.
no, mother. My mother calls her mama. Her mother calls her mama. You know, so it was like a
Privilege, yeah.
great. So when they asked us in school to come and stage a play, I need clothes. I asked my mother. My mother said, "You are not taking my clothes to go and win and so." She will go to her room and bring me the best.
Oh, wow.
I will be the star at that place. So it was the day she died, I didn't know she'll die. I was thinking that when I come back from England, I'll come and take care of her.
Right. So she died whilst you were abroad.
I was home already. I showed her little love I could show her, but I loved her too much. So,
Mommy, what age
may I
did you
so
go
rest
to
in
England?
peace.
I went to England at the age of 22 or 23.
Right.
When she had
After
Shola.
I've already married.
Okay.
I married very early.
Yes.
And
You went to study as well.
I went to study
What did you study?
nursery
Education.
education.
Right. Oh, yes. You went to, was it St. Nicholas?
St. Nicholas
So
Montessori.
you were one of the first Montessori teachers.
In Nigeria, I was
Nigeria.
one of the first Nigerians to go to Montessori College of Education.
But why did you want to do that? What made you?
This happened that before I got married, they usually send some brochure to my father. And I picked up one of the brochures and I was going through it and I was so fascinated about it. Then when I wanted to get married, my father said to my husband that I don't think she's old enough to get married. But now that she's adamant and you are ready to take her, I will allow her on 2 conditions. One is that she must not convert. She must still be
You must stay as a Muslim.
a Muslim. Then second is that I want to send her to England to go and study. And are you promising me that we allow her to go to England to do her studies? And my husband agreed.
So your dad paid for it?
My father paid for my traveling to England. We went by boat.
Wow.
That is the last I will ever
Go on.
For 4 days, I couldn't get out of bed.
What, you were seasick?
I was seasick.
Well, you were traveling first class, Mummy.
First class, it was there I know that rice is not English people's food. We have to go to those in the third class.
To eat rice?
To eat rice and drink garri.
You can take the child out of Africa, but you can't take the Africa out of the child.
And when we reached Bay of Biscay,
Oh gosh, that's
as
very
the
rough.
wave was turning like this, that's how my tummy will be turning. If I'm going right, I will follow east.
So that
It's
you
the
could then
seaward.
will push you back to me. Oh no. And how was England for you, Auntie? What was England like?
When I went
This was
to
pre-independence, wasn't it?
Yes.
no after independence,
You went
I
after
went in
independence.
1961.
Okay, and Mommy, you went before
51. She went in
Before.
51 or 52.
Oh
I
my
think.
goodness, you went in 1951. Gosh. So I want to hear yours first, Auntie, then I want to hear Mummy's version of England in the 60s.
The England I went at that time was for the children of wistful, not
Right.
just everybody.
Yeah.
Awolowo's children, Rotimi, children of
Yeah.
wistful.
Yeah.
And they don't normally rent a room and live. It's either you live in the hostel,
Yeah.
or if you're a nurse, you live in the hospital.
Right.
So I went to England to study nursing. I went to Leicester Isolation Hospital, but I couldn't be a nurse because anytime they were injecting somebody, I'll be feeling the pain, I'll be screaming. I cannot see blood. And when you first start as a nurse,
Yeah.
your first job is to be giving bedpan early in the morning to patients. Hot doo-doo, so and so on. I won't be able to eat throughout the day when I see doo-doo. So I was there only for about 6 months because I knew definitely.
this is not
I
your path.
really wanted to be an engineer
Right.
from Nigeria because I was very good in maths.
Wow.
So Professor Joseph came to our house at Alafi Hospital, and Dr. Agbaje was telling him that I give problems and so on. And Professor Joseph said, "How old is she?" And Papa told him I was 16 or something. So, teenager. Teenagers all over the world,
Give
they
problems.
give problems. That, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give you my daughter's address in London. So you two can be exchanging teenage problems. Muriel Jose.
Yeah.
So he gave me, to the surprise of Dr. Agbaje, he gave me Muriel's number there. So Muriel and I were communicating. She will send me gifts. Those Indian, those bangles she sent to me. I too will send that thing. So then when we got to London, we don't move with the people that they were sent to England by husband. We refer to them behind their backs as to join husbands.
Oh, TJH.
To join husbands. But we, the Awolowo's son, daughter, in-law to be, like, what's the name of this pretty girl that was going to marry Shegun, then end up marrying Williams? She too was Miss Williams.
Right.
So all of us like that, we will party together, all the children of Wisu that are doing something.
Yes.
And then to join husbands, most of them are mostly doing hairdressing.
Wow.
Or what else were they doing at that time? And if you ask them, what do you do? Say, oh, Tibeju. They don't ask. They don't ask. You had a wonderful time.
Wow. Parties galore.
Oh, Jesus, you know that.
Do you know our generation are a bit jealous of you?
Young ones. Oh, where are Cliff Richard?
Yeah.
Oh, where are the young ones? So one Christmas, we went to a party. We were coming back from the party with our British friends and ourselves. So we saw the policemen At that time, the police were the same height.
Oh gosh, yes. They had
And
to be the same
walk-
height, regulation
They
height.
taught them how to walk the same way
Wow.
at that time with their height. So we young ones, as soon as we saw the police, said, I want to be Bobby's girl. I want to be Bobby's girl. So they were watching us and said, we want Happy Christmas. You want police kiss? I said, what? You want police kiss?
What was England like for you in the 50s, 1951?
It was peaceful. I was living with a nanny.
Right.
My nanny was my
Good friend and companion.
So she was so nice. She was treating me like her own daughter. Unfortunately, she hadn't got any issue. So she was looking after me from morning till night. And when I was about to go back to Nigeria, she was so moved because she said when I came to her house, I was about 7 stones. She said, Jackie, do you know I can only see your teeth and your head when you first came? So by the time I was leaving, I was 9 stones.
Oh my goodness.
Hardly would people recognize me again. But I had one experience in the boat. That when I said that I was vomiting, I was unwell and so on and so forth. Then I wrote a letter. I said they should post it to my father that my seniors, brothers and sisters that came to England, they were not good people. They should have told me that I shouldn't come. All this thing that is happening to me, I wouldn't have experienced it. Well, now they ask me to come. Look at it now, vomiting, sleeping, doing everything. I want to go back. I want to go back.
So you both had positive experiences in England.
Then the police that, when we reached Liverpool, the policemen that came to check us because we were under a British, something like, what do they call those?
You mean your passports?
No, they will come inside. It's not the passport. They're the welfare officer from the king.
Right,
They
from the
came
Home
to-
Office. Right.
to come and check us and everything. As soon as they came out and they were talking, smoke was coming out of their mouth.
Oh, right.
I was so
What, that
terrified.
was from the cold.
Yes, I never knew that it was the cold that they invade from outside, that when they came inside it.
So you were panicked.
I won't go out with these people. I'm not going. People that smoke is coming out of their mouth. And then people. Then they told me that don't worry. When you go out to, the smoke will come out of your mouth. So that was one experience that, put me off.
So when you came back to Nigeria, what was life like? Had it changed a lot by the time you came back?
Oh, 1966. Not too much because
That was just before the war.
it was during the war.
Oh,
I think there was war.
the war started in 1967, I think.
Do you think so?
Civil War.
But we had the
Nigerian
turmoil.
war.
They had the turmoil in 1966. There was a coup in 1966.
That was when they had it. Yeah, that was when I came.
You came back during the coup?
Yeah.
Oh my
I
goodness.
came
What
back
was it like?
August 1960. No. Anyway, I came back in 1966. It was fantastic.
Wow. Even when all the turmoil, political turmoil.
The best of Nigerian time. The best of everything. We had everything and all the youth were still together, party everywhere. We didn't know there was war going on.
So in the West, they didn't really know there was a war. But in the East, they probably
Even
felt.
in the East, some of them enjoy it too. Some of them. I'm
Yeah.
not saying all of them.
Yeah.
The people that know people or whatever. I
Yeah.
would say few, like you said.
Yeah.
The majority will be suffering.
What about the wet here and all the political shenanigans that were going on around that time? When was the wet year season?
Those are the words yes, among the Yorubas.
Yes. What
It's
did you
Yoruba.
experience any of that political turmoil? That was in the
I heard
West.
about it.
But you
never
didn't really experience
experienced
it.
Thank God for
Wow,
that.
yes.
What I experienced, what was rampant
Yeah.
when I came back in 1966, were the armed robbers going
Oh.
to houses. At that time,
They started at that time too?
at that time, what they were building houses, especially in Surulere,
Yes.
with glass.
Okay.
Glass entrance. It came to a stage where these people will come to the place with the equipment to cut
Cut the glass. They didn't even break it. They just cut it.
They were breaking it before. Later on, they will come with they take out the glass. So that was when they stopped
Building houses with glass.
with the glasses.
Okay.
But we had fun.
Yeah.
We try, and then we like to travel all the time to Europe, France, Rome, everywhere.
Wow, you guys were
Everywhere.
living it large. Mommy, what was life like when you came back to Nigeria?
Don't forget, your mommy was a married woman.
Yes, so she didn't have as much fun as
And
you.
she was in England to do the
Yeah,
Montessori thing.
yes.
She was there for about 6 months
She-
or so, and disciplined. You
Yes.
understand? She didn't go there as a free teenager.
When you got back to Nigeria, where did you live? Because I know you were traveling all over the country.
We lived in our own house because my husband has built
Lafenwa.
his own house.
So
and
you
a
were in
hospital.
Ogun State, but you also lived in the East.
This is how it came about.
Yeah.
We living in the East. After we have already settled down in Abeokuta, where my husband had his practice and everything, then all of a sudden he said to me that he has to go to the East where he came from. And that's how we packed. And we went to
Abba,
Then he got a place where I can
set up a
set
practice.
his hospital and everything. Then women, as we are, and again, our father was very rich, but we are not spoilt.
Right.
He taught us how to be adaptable, especially the women. In the house on Saturdays and Sundays when we don't go to school, we will take care of the house. The sitting room upstairs where our father was living is made of these planks.
Oh,
floor.
yeah. Parquet flooring.
So we have to scrub it
And polish.
it. Then we had those things they made with brass.
Oh, yes. You had lots of brass stuff. Then you had to polish those as well.
We have to polish that. We have to do that. Then we have
And he had a lot of African arts.
Art. Oh,
Wooden,
wow. What happened
brass.
to them? Where are they?
Even Jesus.
asking for that.
The year he died, Ramonu sold everything.
Oh, no.
I even met one of the people who sold some of them to.
All the original African art you had in those days.
And people gave him as a gift. Since
Yeah.
he likes it. The
Yeah.
white people and black people. Even my mother that was trading in the north, when
Yeah.
he was coming back, he'll bring some art from my father.
Wow.
And our father had his own carver.
Wow, his own personal
He
cover.
built a cubicle.
Right.
Cubicles.
Yeah.
At the back of Alaji's place.
Yeah.
The Baba Taylor, one room. And the
Oh, he had his
carver,
own personal tailor. He had his own cover.
one room.
Carpenter
Every-
also.
One room.
And those
Then-
working in the factory.
Then we had the horse stable.
Okay, the stables.
The
Yeah.
jockeys
Yeah.
were there.
Oh, yes, you had
He
your own
lived-
personal jockeys, didn't you?
Yeah. He was running
he lived a
the
wonderful
races.
life. And that area was filled with all sorts of fruits. Sugar cane,
You had your orchard.
name it. Banana, plantain, corn, name it. Pineapple, ishin, cashew nuts. The tree, it was filled with it. That area.
So what do you miss? What do you miss now, Auntie? If there's one thing you want to bring back from those days, what would you bring back?
As Agbaje's family were projected from outside as educated, civilized family, I wish I could have a mouth to make them aware of that and carry up that status.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
love to insist that in them, that
Yes.
they're not just an ordinary person.
Yeah.
You were
To have
made-
more family pride.
You were made special.
Yeah.
You are not just ordinary person. God made you special. And you should keep
You
to
should
that.
keep to that, yes. And Mommy, what would you like to bring back if you had a chance? What would you like?
It's the culture of
Okay.
people bringing up their children and the way in which they be very useful to the family and to the community. Because in
A life of service.
yes. And again, in those days, when you say, this child is a child of so and so, that child will try to
Live up to that name.
live up to that.
Yes.
Because once they can mention your father's name, there must be some good qualities from that home.
Family, yeah.
And as such, you have to try and maintain that quality because that's how we were brought up. My father, as I've said, he had money, but we are not spoiled.
Right.
He had cooks who will cook English food and so on and so forth. And our mothers are to cook African food and so on and so. So all these tools we have to go through. And
You had to be trained to cook both.
Not we.
we employ people to come and teach us how to sew. The mosquito net, we used to sew it.
Wow.
If we had a visitor, we are going to sew the mosquito net and everything and put it there. So all these things I've gone through. So when my husband went back to the East, I couldn't start a school. And there was no school that they have nursery education or where you can teach nursery. So I ended up opening a shop where
In the East.
in the East.
Yeah.
In the building which my husband rented for his hospital and our house, they had a shop in the front of it. So I started having the shop, what do we call this shop? Because I'm training some.
Okay, you had apprentices as well. Oh, wow.
Training them.
Mommy, you were
as-
always entrepreneurial.
like her father.
Yeah, yes.
all the things they are using
And
in the hospital,
she was successful with
like bed razor,
You were selling all of that too.
arms. I have a small cupboard. I put it in
Yeah,
front
you had
of
your
me.
chickens.
So, and I have these apprentices learning how to sew. So there was a day, one woman came to me and said, "Do you have bobby bag?" I said, "Bobby bag? What is called bobby bag?" So she started describing it. I didn't know it was brazier she was trying.
Oh,
So, and fortunately, I've learned how to sew brazier.
wow. How did you learn how to make a bra?
My aunt, Mrs. Ms. Agbaje was.
She taught you how to sew a bra.
So she taught me how to sew bra. Up to that, I could sew the bra.
Yeah, baby.
So I started sewing the bra.
And selling that too. Now, Mommy, what is the one thing left that you still want to do before, God decides? Yes.
I think I should be grateful to my Creator. Hardly will I say this is one thing that I would like to do that I haven't done.
Yes.
Because to my Creator, I should be very grateful. Because He gave me all that one heart desired. My husband, although he was naughty towards the end. Then my children, then my job.
To be close.
So I hardly will say this is one thing that I would like to do at this age, 91. I think I should be very grateful to my God.
So there's nothing else you still want to do?
Nothing.
So we're going to put
good health.
Well, good health. That's the one thing you want, to be able to enjoy your life. Okay. Auntie, what is the one thing that is still remaining that you would want to do before God says it's time?
Before I answer that question,
Yes.
I want to throw something.
Yes.
You see your mommy, when she got married to your daddy, at that time, women, when they are getting married, they always go to their husband's house with Tomo Eyawo.
Yes. Yes.
So, Limota and Moji, Lashebukan, and I, we wanted to be your Eyawo. But she took Limota.
She took, not
And,
you.
Taye Bashorun, Bashorun's grandchild, the one that the mother taught her to make bra.
Okay.
Those were the two she took with her. We cried the day they left her. Oh my God. We cried. So Yanka consoled her that don't worry. when Sister Jade comes from England,
You
when
will
she
be
gets married,
you will be
she'll
the
take
one.
us as the. So do they still continue?
I don't
Omo
think
Yawo
so. I don't think you
anymore?
still want to be a Yawo before you.
No more.
We
Yeah,
cried and
We can
cried.
arrange it for you. We can arrange it for you.
Omo Yawo.
So that's the
And
one
it's
that you want
good.
to do. I think it's a lovely thing
I
to
see
do.
it
Yeah.
as a good thing.
Yeah.
Because someone Yawo will go there to protect her sister or her
Yeah,
aunt or
and go back
whatever.
and say whether she's been looked after well or not.
So, Omo Yawo is. I wish they could.
That's the one thing on your bucket list that you want to do. No, but seriously, what is there anything you'd still like to do?
I want to write. I want to print. I wrote 3 books already.
Wow.
I like to print them out.
Okay.
Which Kenny said is working.
And publish them.
And I like to write about life in general.
Right.
That will include
our
almost-
father's autobiography.
Okay,
It's one thing.
you want to do that.
We want to
Okay,
do that.
yes.
Autobiography of our father.
So you want to write about life in general.
that will include a little about health, a little about this, a little about that. That will open the eyes of the people who didn't know about life.
Yeah.
People who didn't have the opportunity to go around.
Like you have, because you've lived all
Knowledge
over the
and
place.
wisdom.
Yes.
Knowledge, wisdom, and healing
So you want to write a book.
on that.
Okay. Now, who do you admire most?
In this world
Yes.
that I admire most,
Yes.
I admire my sister.
Oh.
I always admire her. I always run to her. You understand? You understand?
Yes.
I admire everything about her. You know,
That's very nice.
finesse, gracefulness, and I admire her a lot.
Okay. That's very nice. Mommy, who do you admire most? Dead or alive? Because at 91.
What I say I admire most? I can hardly say I admire this or that because I like to be nice to almost everybody because I got that from my mother. My mother likes to be nice to everybody.
Which is true.
And I don't like people be in pain or be suffering. I hate seeing people suffering.
But did you like Obama, Nelson Mandela, Awolowo? Or who do you admire most?
I think
Go on. I know you were a big fan of Go On.
I would say I love my mother.
Oh, you admire your mom.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, grandma was amazing.
Because my children are still talking of my mother up to today.
I know.
The way she
Everybody.
cooks.
She was not only her own grandchildren. You understand?
She was
who
a
came
one-off.
her way,
Yes.
whatever she has in power to be there for that person, she'll do it.
You are quite right. You are quite right.
I'm happy you asked your mommy about which of the presidents she likes. Do you know in my whole life,
Mhm.
in Nigeria, in England, in America that I lived, I only voted once in my life.
Okay.
And that was for Obama.
Hey!
Obama.
Obama.
Only once when he was going to be the president. The youth, the charm, the everything. But at that time, when he voted the first time,
Yeah.
I couldn't vote because
Wow.
I wasn't a citizen
At that time.
I only had so I quickly went and
Got your
processed
passport?
for the second time. So he was the only one I ever voted for in my whole entire life.
So if you could live anywhere in the world, not Nigeria, where would you like to live?
England.
England, I know, that's your second home. Yes. Auntie, where would you?
South of France.
Oh, wow. Where in the south of France? I know the weather there is amazing.
Well, if I tell you I know where exactly, I'm lying to you.
Okay, you just love the south of France.
When I'm ready to go, I'll get a flat there.
Yeah.
One of the block of flat, I'll get a flat there. I'll
Overlooking the
move
water.
there. So
That's where you're going to end up, God willing.
and I want to be cremated when
In
the time
the
comes.
south of France.
So people don't need to say they don't visit all the things they do. How many times do they visit the
Yes,
grave or
exactly.
something? You know.
So let them spend that money, buy you your flat there.
Uh-huh. They put they put my ashes in the water.
Water.
Then I will spread all over
All
the
over.
world.
Yes, okay. They go on the plane and scatter your ashes
Send my wisdom and knowledge
all
and
over the
everything
world.
to
Yeah,
So, because how many times do they visit the grave?
exactly. Every year, Nigerians will throw a party and turn over the grave, as they say.
In front of children at school.
Okay, that's
We
where
have
you
that
want to be.
Black and that
Okay.
white.
That's where you want to be.
That's where I want to sleep.
Okay.
Sure, she deserves that.
Yeah.
That's her home.
Okay. So, what are you, a morning person or a night person? Are you
I think I should say I'm a morning person.
Yes, I know. You'll wake up at 5 to pray and then stay up. Auntie, are you a morning person or a night person?
I'm like you people that work on your
Computer.
thing all night,
Yes.
then you sleep. Unless if I have an appointment that
Then you
involves
wake up on
business
time.
or money, I can get up anytime.
But you prefer late at night. So you come alive at night.
I come alive at night.
Okay, yes. Right. So what is your favorite book?
My favorite book
Yes.
that I like to read,
Yes.
my favorite book is history.
Right.
I like to.
It's your type of book.
My
What kind of history?
general history.
World history?
I used to world history.
Oh, yeah.
When I used to come to Nigeria and can see very well, I never use glasses. I never like glasses.
Yeah.
I'll go to all those bookshops.
Yeah.
Old people
You
who
used to
sell
have a
old books.
bookshop. Yeah.
People will sell old books.
At CMS.
I'll go and buy old books like Awureni, this and
Oh,
that.
wow.
I'll buy them, take it to America. When I was at Godwin Okubo,
Yeah.
I used to read at least a book a night before I sleep.
No wonder you were a fantastic Scrabble player. You were a demon Scrabble player.
Yeah. I have to read a book. One Nigerian army that saw me later said, "Are you still
Reading.
a serious book reader? Like I knew you and so on." I even forgot myself that I used to be like that.
Oh.
I have a library in my apartment
Oh, wow.
right now.
Well, if you're going to leave anything to me, leave me your library.
Okay, no problem. I'll be glad that it's going somewhere. That
Yes,
it will be
it will be loved.
Good.
Mommy, what's your favorite book? What sort of books do you like to read?
Would I say history book that tells about great people?
So biographies.
biographies.
Okay. Yes, I know you love biographies.
Yeah, that's what I like.
So whose biography have you liked the most? There was one that I know somebody gave you, and you read it and read it and read it and read it. I can't remember what it was. You read it over and over again.
Yeah.
I'll see.
What's the name?
I think our memories are both going.
Can you?
Now, what song would you like us to remember you by? If we think of one song, you say, when these children hear this song, let them think of me. Auntie,
You won't understand it.
Just say
Only
it.
My sister will understand.
Just sing
I will
it.
sing it too.
Sing it, please.
Ìgbàláṣọ ìgbàlẹ̀wò ìgbàlọ́mọ bíbí inú ìyá o. Ṣóhun ló mú mi ṣègbéraga sọ́mọ Agbaje. Tó ń fọwọ́ sọ̀yà tó lọ́ba tó ní sọ́mọ lò nílẹ̀ o. Ìbàdàn dorí kodò wọ́n ń ronú nítorí Agbaje. Wọ́n ní kó máa joyè rẹ lọ síwájú. Wọ́n ti dá ẹ dúró. Olúyọ̀lé ti kọ̀wé rẹ̀ sí gbalẹ̀. Ọba o Adélé ó ṣe o. Ọba aládé Adélé Búráìmù. There was a song about her father when they waged war against him.
Wow. Oh, yes, I was reading about that in the history books.
They waged a
It's in the
serious
archives.
Yes, in the archives,
serious
yes.
war. A serious war against him.
Why was
They are
that?
carrying coffin.
And they
Empty
made his coffin. They made a coffin that this was Agbaje's coffin.
I know the
They were
DO
coming
wrote
to our
a
house to
report
fight
about
us.
it.
We were all outside with stick and everything
Wow.
ready for them. I remember that very well.
So that song has a special resonance for you.
Oh yes, special one.
Ìyẹ̀rú pé mi ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan, ìyẹ̀rú sọ mí mọ́lẹ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀mẹ́ta, ẹni gbẹ̀yìn náà dalẹ̀ ló kú, èèyàn tẹ́ ẹ gbé dalẹ̀ lónìí ilé, Àṣàkẹ́ ọmọ àríjà sọ̀rọ̀, ìjàkadì lọ́rọ̀ tọ́ ọba, èèyàn mẹ́fà ló tọ́ ní ìjà lẹ́ẹ̀kan ṣoṣo, ògòdò obìnrin ọ̀fà ọkùnrin ọ̀fà bí ọba lè jà ọmọ àlè ní yẹ̀rù ọmọ àríjà sọ̀rọ̀ ìjàkadì lọ́rọ̀ tó ọba ọmọ Agbaje o Àṣàkẹ́ ọmọ Agbaje lù Ìbàdàn o.
tó kọ́lé ara sáyẹyẹ o. tó kọ́lé ara sáyẹyẹ orí jẹ́ ń tó sàlámì. tó kọ́lé ara sáyẹyẹ. tó kọ́lé ara sáyẹyẹ o. tó kọ́lé ara sáyẹyẹ orí jẹ́ ń tó sàlámì. tó kọ́lé ara sáyẹyẹ.
So you'd like your children to remember that.
Will they
The
remember
person that was
because-
really interested in things like that
Yeah.
was Kenke. But now Tammy, that
He's
she's
beginning
older,
to, yeah.
she's really, really interested in. She's even learning Yoruba now.
Oh, how lovely.
You know, she can hear it.
Well, I
whatever
hope
you
we
say.
can. I hope we can communicate with her, and I'll put her in touch
communicate with who?
with Tammy. so
You
that-
communicate every day.
No, I'm
Not
saying
every
me
day.
with me and
Sure.
the rest of the
Sure,
family,
she'll be
so
too
that we
happy.
can.
Sure.
We can. So, Mommy, what song would you like us to remember you?
My soul doeth magnify the Lord, and my spirit has rejoiced. Sing God, my Savior, for he hath regarded the lowliness of his handmaiden. And behold, from henceforth all generations shall call me blessed.
Oh. And I know one song that you always used to sing when we were young. Every time we complain about something, you say, "Count your blessings, name them one by one." Count count your blessings, see what God has done. Count your blessings, name them one by one. And it will surprise you what the Lord has done. So next time, anytime we complain, Mommy will sing that
She
song.
was the
This
best
girl has to
song.
sing that song for me. I play my
Yes,
birthday.
Yes, yes.
Ó kọ́lé ara sáyẹyẹ. Ó kọ́lé ara sáyẹyẹ. Orí jẹ́ ń tó sálámì tó kọ́lé ara sáyẹyẹ. N ó rè é mòkun afẹ́lẹ́lẹ́. N ó rè é mòkun afẹ́lẹ́lẹ́. Òyìnbó ṣe kísà sọ́sà o. N ó rè é mòkun afẹ́lẹ́lẹ́.
Now, Auntie, can you describe yourself in 3 words?
To be honest with you, I've gone through a lot in life
Right.
that I was thinking in my mind that maybe like my last word, I was a terrible person. I'm trying to make it up at this time because I always try to go out of my way to help people,
Yeah.
to be nice people. I always pity people.
Yeah.
Then if I really, really have a way, I would like to keep secret, not to tell anybody.
Yes.
Now we too have spoken.
I will too outspoken. No,
Yes.
no, not as I still like my way of telling people doing wrong
Yeah.
because later on in life they always know what I'm talking about.
They
always
appreciate,
know and
yes.
appreciate it.
Maybe at the time they didn't appreciate
No,
it.
they
Yes.
won't.
But
They
later
won't.
on, yeah.
And a lot of people, it will have saved their lives.
Yeah.
So that part I like about me.
So would I say describe you as outspoken?
Very.
Okay, 1, outspoken. Another word to describe you?
Justice Agbaje said, I'm brutally honest.
Okay, brutally honest. Outspoken, brutally honest. What's the last one?
I'm too kind also.
Too kind, yes. So outspoken, brutally honest, and
A giver.
very kind. Yes.
Humanitarian.
Humanitarian.
And
yes.
I give, in America,
You're very generous.
I give children money.
Yeah, you're very generous.
As long as they can hold money, any age, they love money. They
Oh,
smile
well,
on
children
their
always
faces.
do.
So in my building, they call me Money Grandma.
Okay.
Money Grandma. My ambition,
Yeah.
what I want to do most in life,
Yeah.
is to be able to be giving poor people money.
Yes.
Not rich people. Not,
Yeah, of course not,
Your
yes.
own level or
Yeah.
something. like small ones.
People who it would make a difference in their lives. Yeah.
The joy,
Yeah.
unexpected money,
Yeah.
and the joy in their
Yeah.
faces.
Yeah.
It's amazing to me.
Yeah. Mommy, how would you describe yourself in 3 words?
It's funny that you hardly know yourself.
Yes.
That is
People
true.
that outside that we know
Yes.
you.
That is-
But how would you
I-
see yourself?
Trying to please people.
Okay, you're a people pleaser. That's 1.
Because I don't like people suffering. I can't stand people suffering.
Okay. 2.
2.
Ambitious?
Yes.
Very ambitious.
Because my motto is aim high.
Aim high. Yes, you always aim
Yeah,
high.
she's very ambitious.
Yes.
Entrepreneur.
So you're people pleaser, you're ambitious, and the last one?
Aim high, a giver, and a lover. I love people.
Okay. And a
I
people
like
lover.
to be around me.
Yes. Now, the very last one, and I know everybody finds this a little bit difficult. I want you to tell me a joke or a funny story. So, Auntie, think of a joke or a funny story.
I have so many.
Okay, tell me one.
Let's
Mommy.
see me say something
Okay.
while I'm thinking.
Well, you're thinking of which one you're going to share. Okay, Mommy, think of a funny story or a joke.
It's a funny story.
Yeah, or a joke. Okay, what's your favorite comedian? Which comedian do you like? I remember you liked, was it Ade Love or which one was it that he used to like?
The comedian I like.
Yeah. Baba Salah.
Salah is nice because it makes you
Yeah, everybody
happy.
laughed. Everybody laughed at him.
It's a nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, good. That was one. Okay, Auntie, your turn.
The funniest jokes that I can remember immediately was about my daughter Kenke,
Yeah.
the funniest girl I ever knew in my life. When we came to Nigeria, when I came to process passport to take my sons to America, I processed the passport at Abeokuta. I got the passport at Abeokuta when I was with my sister because I stole them from the father to take them
To England.
I kept
To
them,
America.
I kept them with Mama Wali from the father. To cut the story short, when we came, when I and Tammy, when we came, we went to Professor Pella's house. And Professor Pella and the wife, Lady Pella, they had this beautiful girl who looks beautiful like you. Murenike, gorgeous girl. This girl was about 7 years old or 8. Immediately she set her eyes on Kenke like this. She loved Kenke.
Oh.
So we were staying at your mommy's house at Lawansi.
Yeah.
So when we were leaving, she said she wanted to go with Auntie. Auntie Kenkelo on you. Auntie Kenkelo. So the parents said, okay, go and pack your things. She packed her things. She followed us to Lawansi. So Kenke was calling her daughter. Then my 2 sons were there with us too
Yeah.
at Lawansi because I was getting them ready to come to America. So Kenke, I didn't know because most of the time I'll be out. Kenke, Murenike,
And the boys.
2 Shijuades
Yeah.
will be home. Not knowing that Kenke was treating this child like our own child, like she was a real mother. So I didn't know all this. So the day my sons were going to America, I was still left behind in Nigeria. My American husband came to take them there because the American embassy said,
Okay, yeah, they
it's
needed
only him that will come
Sign,
make them
yeah.
leave immediately.
Yeah.
That if I have to process it, it will take a while. That was why I brought him to. So when they were going to the airport, Kenke said she will go with her brothers so that she can show them the way in America since I'm still here.
Yeah.
I said, okay. So on our way to the airport with the boys, my husband, and Murenike, and Kenke, then I said to Kenke, Kenke, don't go with
The poor girl.
your brothers.
You okay? Yeah.
Look at this girl that followed you from her parents' house to Lawansin to stay with you all this time we've been here. Don't you think she'll be lonely? The girl screamed, Auntie Kenke Woni, Eya jẹ́ wọn mọ́ ọ lọ. Eya jẹ́ wọn mọ́ ọ lọ. Auntie Kenke tó fẹ́ gbé mi.
Oh,
Thank you so much. I've had the most amazing time. I hope you didn't find it too tiring.
No, enjoyable.
Oh,
I
good.
that didn't say I wasn't.
Yes, I know. I had to persuade you.
I ended up.
And thank you everybody for listening. As you can see, this has been it's been a journey for me. And I hope you get as much value. And please subscribe. Send us your reactions to mail@bananaislandliving.com. We're on Instagram @bananaislandliving, on Twitter @banana_living. And I'll speak to you in 2 weeks' time. Thank you.